Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
So you're live in Good Morning on Metro Television. I'm here with Mr. Sylvester Tete, who is a former MP and a former Deputy Minister for Information, also a former MP for the Botiano English amount from. He's here with us, and also Shamima Muslim is a Deputy Presidential Spokesperson. Both of them are here. Shams, you have a quick reaction to what he said so far?
I hope it's a quick reaction, okay. But I would have loved to have used this time to speak more comprehensively about what, President Mahama is delivering. I love President Mahama's kind of indecision. Let me start by saying this. Ghanaians are not confused. I think last year I said that the fact that NPP lost by the margin that they lost decimated to a micro minority of 87, who today are threatening everyone other than to confront the threats that face their own, government. A weak to a vicious, toxic internal context is when they choose to confront government over matters that are determined matters. If you look at the posturing this morning of Honorable Sylvester, Sly, aka, it is obvious that the New Patriotic Party has learnt no lessons at all. They have refused to accept the fact that Ghanaians returned a certain verdict based on their lived experiences, not propaganda. They refuse to accept the fact that it was partings that caused their defeat. Partings of their actions, as we have just seen, posturing, partings of their inactions, and above all, their pattern of consistent arrogance, where they concede no wrong. And today, 1 year in opposition, they still cannot bring themselves to accept what they did wrong. Listening to my brother, then NPP is a wicked party.
Why?
Because if Sly, speaking so emotionally and vociferously this morning about what is happening wrongly in this and providing us brilliant solutions, what happened to the brilliant men they offered to the people of Ghana at the onset of their government 9 years now ago? Then they were wicked. If they had all these brilliant ideas, if they had all this competence to deliver this country to the gadgets, from the Gadgetsburg economy that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo promised in his 3-time campaign before God smiled upon him. Where was the Gadgetsburg economy upon their exit? Did they suddenly forget it? So only today does Honorable realize that the structure of our economy is imports-led and so is not sustainable. Only today is he discounting the value of stabilizing the city when their current flag bearer, the failed 2024 flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, said he had arrested the city and thrown it into the sea or given it to the IGP. What really were they promising Ghanaians? When they said they had the men to manage the economy, what were they telling Ghanaians? Who took inflation to 54%? He says they left it at 23%. Because you were under an IMF program. Because you had destroyed the economy. Because corruption had eaten deep into the economy. Because today your finance minister is able, and you have no words of wisdom to urge your finance minister to return and face accountability for his poor, shambolic stewardship. Let me withdraw the word shambolic. It has the first part of my name. For his collapse of the, I'll use Sly, for his sly collapse of the Ghanaian economy. Sly has no words. This grandstanding of the New Patriotic Party, this pattern of consistent intransigence is what has put them in the position that they are today. Still observe the posturing, even of their leaders in parliament. How tone deaf can you be? How insulting can you be to the general intelligence of the Ghanaian people? Also, they don't know what is good for them, though the 8 years administration of which Bawumia has come to apologize, of which members of their party has come to concede that indeed their fundamentals are weak, were weak then, are still weak today, of which they apologize that the crisis was more than they thought because they were living in a bubble, of which members who are contesting for the look at the revelations. Listen to Kennedy Ejapong tell us about the mindset of his own party people. So it's not surprising that after everything we have been through, these people who destroyed this nation in 8 years expect President Mahama to come with a magic wand. So I accept this morning that President Mahama's indecision is what today is allocating 110 million cedis in the 2026 budget for implementing the 24-hour economy. I accept today that President Mahama's indecision is what has stabilized the city consistently over several months, that today traders can breathe. Traders, GUTA members can contest that they are able to get dollars and import their products. I accept that indecision can actually give 245 million cedis to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture so that we can become food sustainer and food, secure. And that because of this indecision of President John Dramani Mahama, Ghana was able to get a glut of farm produce in the last farming season. If indecision can pay our foreign debts up to the even beyond our expected time of repayment, then we like that. We want more of such indecision. If indecision today can move Ghana's junk economy status that they left to a positive outlook, where not only IMF, our development partners, and all other countries are observing independent voices, singling out Ghana for the quickest and fastest turnaround. If that is indecision, we want more of such President Mahama's indecision. Mora Audu, if indecision is what has led President John Dramani Mahama, when members of his own government were clamoring for the removal of the Office of Special Prosecutor, an office which they set up as a disguise to use to torment their political opponents, an office whose first office holder, Martin Amidu, upon exit, lamented and disclosed that the real intention behind the setting up of that office was malicious indeed. He was never intended to be independent-minded when he turned the spotlight on their corrupt activities. If that is indecision, that President Mahama can suggest and direct to his members that please allow these independent institutions to work. We want more of such indecision. If President Mahama's indecision today has led him to announce that he is departing from your vindictive politics of rallying up people anyhow without due process, then we want that. If indecision is what grassroots members, angry, demanding quick prosecution, like the wife of the Honorable Oforiata, telling Gloria to quickly hurry up and put NDC people in prison. If indecision is what President Mahama has directed his Attorney General to do his professional work and ensure that every Ghanaian citizen gets his due date in court, we want more of such indecision. If indecision is what would tell President Mahama to announce to us when you abandoned projects started with the taxpayers' money because of political inexpediency is what I'll call it. And today, President Mahama has announced that your Agenda 111 hospitals that you invested millions of taxpayers' money in without the completion of a single hospital to show for it, and you have it within yourself to look in the eyes of Ghanaians this morning with good hearts, I don't know if it is, to tell us that what have we done to the nurses? Hello? Upon the exit of President John Dramani Mahama, we had absorbed all the nurses because what had he done? He had invested massively in hospital infrastructure. The Legon Hospital, first quaternary hospital in Ghana. The rich Greater Accra Hospital, you are in Accra. Where did they get nurses from? Which hospital did you complete and how many nurses did you employ? Can you answer these basic questions?
Let me answer.
Don't answer, because when you also came, you told me not to answer. Don't answer.
Okay, I have my day.
Agenda 111, President Mahama has directed Health Minister go and complete those that are at least at an advanced level of development. Complete them so that the nurses will get jobs, so that our doctors will get jobs, so that the good people of this country will get access to health. That is indecision for you. All the best. Today, just yesterday, he forgets that under the labor exchange program, so that our nurses, because you see, we are not like you, we are not reckless in spending. The reason why we have achieved this stability is because of discipline, fiscal discipline, where we reprioritized government interventions and put money in critical sectors that will still generate some productivity, that will still ease the hardship, which we promised the people of Ghana to ease the hardships of Ghanaians, removing the nuisance taxes and ensuring that we are able to invest in health, in education, even some shelter and social protection for our most vulnerable. That is why today Ghana Statistical Service is saying several thousands of Ghanaians have come out of what? Multi-dimensional poverty because of these interventions. So we will not follow you. We will not follow your imprudence because of political expediency and expend what we can't afford to expend. President John Dramani Mahama has vested confidence in the managers of our economy. Atu Forcing, Bank of Ghana, Pandit Governor, all of them, to ensure at all levels we are prioritizing, and in our 2026 budget, we are transparently communicating to the people of Ghana that we cannot yet eat what we haven't produced. We cannot eat in spite of our debts, as if we were rich. So we will have to consolidate the gains. We will spend money in critical sectors. It means some areas may not get the resources that they expect. But to be able to move out of the woods that they left us, we have to do these things. Okay. That is why every day President keeps saying that we appreciate your sacrifices. Please keep faith with us a little bit more whilst we are able to ensure that we put money in the productive sectors of the economy. So the big push program that is turning Ghana into a construction site, he cannot see it. The road infrastructure that is happening all around us, he cannot see it. Locally financed big push and the partnerships we are receiving through PPP initiatives to support some of these, they are deaf to it. They are deaf to it. And if they insist to continue on this path, the people of Ghana will reward them handsomely. Again, with this time, perhaps less than the 38% that they received. Because President Mahama will continue to focus the energy sector, debts that they left behind. You watched and read the statement that came from independent power producers, disclosing that truly and indeed, with negotiation and good faith and goodwill and commitment, the government had indeed taken steps to defray the debts they left behind recklessly. Honorable Ko mentioned ECG. Honorable Ko mentioned ECG. He has so soon forgotten about PDS. He has so soon forgotten about the Ejapa scandal, which sought to appropriate our natural resource and put them in some safe haven so they can go and enjoy their booty. Today, he is saying proudly that who did we jail under our leadership? But that is what happens. That is what happens when you dine with some group of people. You must dine with them with a very long stick. You must dine with them, because I keep saying that this vindictive politics was introduced by the NPP after the 2000 elections. Because PNDC transitioned into NDC. NDC has provided the most stable regime under the Fourth Republic. They sat out of major national events like the making of the 1992 Constitution, which they benefited from in 2000. If the NDC or PNDC were not thinking about the interest of this country, they would have caused chaos all around. And today, NDC can proudly say that their tradition has provided the most sustainable chapter, democratic chapter in Ghana's history. When they took over in 2000, what did they do? They seized toilets. They arrested people in traffic. They went and confiscated. They threw people. Chachu Chikata was put in jail upon the dying embers of the Kufuor administration. He then announced that he was giving Chachu an amnesty, which he rightfully rejected. So, they always want to throw the first stone. And when NDC responds, as some of us, as the next government that came did, they would then now sit on their high horses. They forget so quickly. They tout that they are a rule of law party, but everything they do is lawless. The Ayawaso West Wogon, they have flown all the people who did it away. Shooting life. Maxed human beings. Are you laughing at your transgressions that you still are not apologizing for? You are not sorry for how low you brought this country. Not only within the eyes of Ghanaians, but in the eyes of the world. You are not sorry. They are not sorry. The patterns continue. The patterns of arrogance, the patterns of inaction, and the patterns of contrived action to hold this nation back. How else can a minority announce, a minority in parliament, lawmakers announce that they will not allow the government of the day to pass legislation through whatever certificate of agency? Let me also tell them, most respectfully, even though sometimes they don't deserve it, that this government will do everything to build this country that we are building. And if that involves bringing legislations under certificate of agency, so will it be. And they will do nothing about it. And they will be unable to do anything about it, because the law would work swiftly. And swiftly the law will work. Right. Let me just wrap up by again reminding dear Ghanaians, you returned a verdict because you saw what they did. You established their patterns. These patterns have continued. They have no intention of learning from the mistakes that President Mahama, in his forward to our manifesto, said his time in opposition offered him a deep, sober reflection upon the actions he took, the consequences of those actions, the mistakes of his government. And when he lost the election, he didn't sit. He went around to apologize to Ghanaians, to hear them again. He went around multiple times. He is the most in-tune president of our Fourth Republic.
Let me bring in Sylvester.
We wish them all the best. It will be good for them to think about Saturday, their national Congress, rather than throwing these baseless salvos.
Saturday's Congress, so presidential primaries as well. Yes, Sylvester.
My brother, if critiquing.
Oh, and if I can even just say, they can go to the websites of the 24-hour economy. Perhaps just 1 minute, sir. I beg your pardon. He mentioned 24-hour economy, and as I said, also we are recruiting some nurses to go to other countries. Antigua yesterday, a number of them left, and it is part of government's program to provide opportunity for our health sector workers. For the 24-hour economy, perhaps because he's no longer an MP, he does not know that the 24-hour economy has been moved through the action of President Mahama from a secretariat to an authority that would have powers, legal backing to operate and to be able to work with not only the private sector, but government agencies and institutions that would also have to operationalize it. So if he's not aware, there's a live website of the 24-hour economy. All their policy briefs are there. There is an expression of interest form. They have received a number of interest. If he doesn't know, the vice president visited one sanitary pad manufacturing company. They are one of the private sectors that we are going to work with, PPP, to run a 24-hour shift to produce sanitary pads for our free sanitary programs. Perhaps he was not in the country when DVLA announced its 24-hour service, where Moro Sanda from City closed late from work and when then was able to get his service rendered. Perhaps he was not there when the Foreign Affairs, the Passport Office, announced their operation of the 24-hour economy. Perhaps he is not aware that the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, these are all pilots. We are not reckless as to roll out a big program without piloting, without the foundational works. We are not that reckless as a government.
Well, Shamima, you need to take it easy. On yourself.
You
need to take it easy first.
You didn't take it easy on yourself at all.
You should take it easy on yourself. Because you see, let me provide a quick response to some of the things you said. All right. First of all,
then we'll come back and respond
the sending nurses outside this country. It didn't start from the NDC.
Who said it? It did.
But
you're always setting your own questions and answering them.
Shamima,
you're always setting
I know how to do this. When you were talking, I was so quiet.
Who said so?
You just mentioned that you were creating some opportunities for nurses to go outside.
Yes.
And I'm saying that it is not new in this country.
And so.
No, Shamima,
you don't do this.
No,
please, you don't do this.
No, relax.
No problem.
He's not suggesting he said it's the first time. He's not suggesting.
All right.
Please,
I'm saying that. Saying that you are creating opportunity for nurses in this country. Go to Barbados. Go to Guyana. Go to the Caribbean. We started it.
Yes, please.
There are nurses there.
Okay.
How many of them even? But again, let me tell you, the fact that you are not recruiting nurses does not mean there are no spaces, there are no vacancies for their recruitment. I just told you what your Minister of Health has said. And you're attributing it to the fact that you have not built hospitals. Please. When you left the 4 badges in 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, you left all of them home. We didn't build hospitals, we recruited them. So stop talking about these things. Ghanaians are watching us. Your health minister, who sits in cabinet, says that you need 6 billion Ghana cedis to recruit all these nurses. He didn't say you didn't have vacancies. He says when you travel all over the country, there are a lot of vacancies. There are places they are looking for nurses. You don't have money. So when you tout better economic indication, it is exposing you by your own cabinet ministers. So stop making those allusions. You are talking of putting money for Agenda 111. Government is a continuum. Your E-blocks, didn't you put money in some of the E-blocks and complete them? There were E-block schools you built in the bushes. We put up additional facilities, including boarding facilities.
No.
But these are facts. When you sit on TV, you are a government spokesperson. Casting innuendos at people, we are talking of governance. If criticizing President Mahama and you think it's arrogance, we'll be more arrogant in the coming days. Get your loins together.
You are welcome.
Get your loins together.
You are welcome.
If criticizing President Mahama, I've told you,
who has said
we'll
this?
Continuously critique his policies.
You are always contriving your questions and answering them. My brother, who Who has said don't criticize? You're saying that somebody
Shamima,
was sorry.
Please,
go on.
you stop this.
No, but don't misinform.
I'm too hard for
You
this.
are misinforming.
Let's
So am I.
I am saying that if criticizing President Mohammed's policies, he's a gentleman, he's a president. I respect him, His Excellency. But as far as his policies are concerned, we'll critique it. And I started by saying that you said automatic recruitment of nurses and teachers. I didn't force that in your throat. You said so. 1 year into your administration, I am asking you, what has become of your own campaign promise to Ghanaians that there will no longer be a licential exams? Has Mahama come out to apologize to Ghanaians?
It has been incorporated as part of their self.
Please go ahead.
We are critiquing President Mohammed's 1 year in office. Look.
And he said he would do everything in 1 year.
Moro.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't be ruffled.
Please go ahead.
No, when she was talking, why are you so worried when I started to speak?
It's peace.
I was so quiet. I was writing. You have the paper, right?
Peace and happiness.
This morning when you came,
It's all loud. Go on.
before the cameras opened up, you were praising her plenty. What has happened?
Shamima.
We were praising me.
But she's a sister.
You were giving her big ups.
The job for the kingdom of God. The job for the kingdom of God. It's not about. She's my sister.
I know.
We were talking from the back office. We'll go back to her, but we have a duty.
Please go ahead.
We have a duty. So I'm saying that this is not the first time a government continues another government project.
Yes.
And we hope to see more of that.
Right.
We hope to see more of that in the interest of this country. So you don't praise yourself that we started Agenda 111 and you are continuing. And I'm just reminding you that your blocks for 4 years, you left some there.
Okay.
We had come to complete and make it better. You remember the Aflao block that the chief spoke bitterly about it? It was completed at IPP Tender. The skits are there now. There are many of the Agenda 1 blocks that we completed.
Well done.
Talk about University of Ghana Medical School. When we came, we had to continue to make it operational. And you have to do that as a country. So nobody is fighting that. But I'm interrogating the things you said. And let me also remind you. You said, who took Ghana to 54% inflation? I'll read to you President Mohammed's own response at the World Bank meetings and then the UN meetings. He said, COVID-19 in 2 years has eroded the gains of the African continent, including Ghana. President Mahama, he acknowledged why we went to that place. You talk of, we are an IMF. We put in a lot of effort to take Ghana out of the worst. And within that period, we brought down inflation from 54 to 23. Look at the drastic reduction. And today, the policy we put in place.
What did you do?
Hi. Charlie, you have heart attack. You should stop this. These are facts. By the time we left off, the IMF predicted that the trajectory, the trend at which the inflation is coming, it will come to a single digit in the next year. And that is why when you came, you had negotiated to extend our own policy with the IMF. You had negotiated for extension. So you are still under the IMF, our own baby. Of course, that's a fact. Unless you are not aware. I will not celebrate a draft policy. I want to see the policy out there. When you go to the 24-hour economy secretariat, there's no policy there. They only tell you it's in parliament. Let the policy come out. Let's interrogate it. Tema, Port and Harbors, I've told you. They were called the agents there. They were doing 24-hour long ago. This is not new. We want to see policy, concrete policy that will drive production, industrialization. That will bring into fruition the 133. I'm interested. It's their policy backbone that will drive it. So for me, all these things, the IMF itself had acknowledged the devastating effects of COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war. That is why countries like Korea even renegotiated their debt exchange. Over 56 countries around the world. It couldn't have been Ghana alone. In the United Kingdom, within 6 months, 3 governments had collapsed. So where you are today, you Mahama, you were humiliated in 2016 election as a sitting president. You didn't defeat a sitting president. You were a sitting president. You were defeated, unprecedented in the history of this country. Mahama was not a sitting president. You were vice president, you became president, acting president and president. So don't take Ghanaians for granted.
Thank you.
And I'm saying that
87 Battalion, thank you.
Let me tell you, all the things you are saying today, the sum is on the street. The sum of all that you are doing, if you believe in what you are doing, that you put in concrete policy, your own actions as a government. Look, you are talking, I don't know, Sunda. We have 3 biggest sanitary manufacturers in this country. When you went to procure your first way, did you procure it from them? Did you procure the sanitary pads from them? You inflated the price of sanitary pads. We made so much noise about it.
Don't make
we made so much noise about it.
Look, you have to hold him to speak.
Please. The sanitary pads.
You can't sit here and lie blatantly. Honorable, please.
Don't choose your words carefully. To say I'm lying blatantly.
This one,
please, Shamima, with all due respect, I will not take this from you.
Which one?
I won't take you calling me a blatant liar.
No, I didn't call you a liar. I said what you have said is a lie.
Please.
No,
I've just asked
this is a lie that contracts were inflated. It's a lie.
Please.
So I'm just asking for further better. When it's done, then we can interrogate it. Please.
When I'm dealing, I deal with you as a lady and as a sister. I won't take certain words from you.
No, it's okay. Let's move
Please, I'm very charitable this morning. And take it from me. Don't go there.
Yes.
You don't come to the station and come and insult.
I've just asked you about...
I've not
Look, I've told you...
Yes, please go ahead.
So you see, when I make a statement, it is the right of the host to ask me for further particulars.
Yes, I want to know more about that allegation you made.
I can provide you all the documents. Honorable Vincent Asefua.
All right.
He held public press conference.
Right.
The bid is sent for that job. We had companies and we have prices, basic prices on our shelves, and even the ones they produce here. Okay? I have been an advocate of banning imported sanitary pads because we have more than capacity for our national requirement as a country. So go and check the procurement. I can provide you the details. None of them were procured here. And even the prices. Listen, that's if I showed it to all of us. I'll get it for you. I'll ask him to send it to me. I'll get it for you. Show to your viewers before we leave. So I'm saying that it is good to promote made in Ghana products. That is where when you send money, you guarantee the jobs we are promising the people. That is why nobody is against stabilization of our currency. But it must be balanced. That you are talking of Agua, AGI. Have you gone to speak to them? They do the manufacturing. They do the industry.
No, I'm very much interested in this.
Yes, so I'm telling you.
What presser that you are.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm saying that I will give a copy to you.
Okay.
You can show. Maybe if not today.
So you're
tomorrow.
saying that the prices.
The prices. I mean, there was a debate, public debate about the prices.
Right.
That look, we know how my sanitary pads are sold here.
Right.
Various brands and all that. We show the prices and what they are procuring it for.
Okay.
We show all the prices and I'll show it to you. You put it on your network and let everybody watch before you call me a liar. So please, these things that we are talking about, it's about nation building. You may not be comfortable with everything that we say.
Has Vincent, do you know whether Vincent has forwarded this, has drawn the attention of the Office of the Special Prosecutor?
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm saying that.
He only did a press conference. And
yes, I'll show it to you. About the Office of, that doesn't mean that if you have a document, every document must end up at there. You create the way, the awareness, and you let Ghanaians be the judge.
Yeah. No, because you spoke about it confidently.
Yes, I've spoken about it and I still stand by it.
Okay.
And I'll show you the numbers. Yes.
Okay.
I'll show you.
All right.
So please, these things that we are doing, we are not doing.
Follow up on that as well.
Yes, of course. I'll show. I'll promise you. I'll give it to you.
Follow up on that.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So for me, nobody should think that you win an election sacrosanct. Right. Go and check the euphoria in 2001 when President Kufuor became president. Go and check when President Akufo-Addo became president in 2017. So for me, this is not new. But what is important, we hold government accountable to their own words, to their own promises.
But themselves. On
the basis of that. But the MPP is not in government. Why are you holding MPP into government today?
You said you offer a responsible opposition. So you think that opposition doesn't require accountability?
Look.
No, we're having a conversation, my brother.
The holding opposition, that opposition, they give a responsible opposition. It doesn't lie in your mouth to tell opposition how to hold you accountable. When I sit here today, I'm only referring to your promises. I'm referring to your manifesto. I'm referring to the things you said. I have not attacked your person. I've not attacked your person. When you make a promise, I'll hold you to the promise. And what is right?
And it's fair.
I am not saying that MPP. I am not saying that MPP.
Yes.
8 years. We've not made any mistakes one way or the other. We have.
What we do?
It's a governance.
Okay.
But that is why where some of us will sit, will caution.
Okay.
Look, I was here. Didn't I caution the 1 million coders program? Last year, they promised to train 1 million Ghanaian youth into coding.
Okay.
As of now, I question again the policy behind it. They don't have it. They don't have it. Over a month ago, the things I'm doing here, I did it before. They don't have it. So when you are doing something, because we've been there before, we caution you. It doesn't mean that because we lost elections, we should keep shut in this country. No. When we see you making mistakes.
You're talking about the policy document.
The policy document, because as a policy analyst, when you come out with something you want to do, we'll scrutinize it.
Okay.
And you see its viability or otherwise. Okay. You don't just come and speak. Then tomorrow you get into government, you are doing something else.
All right.
We'll hold you to what the social contract you signed with them.
Okay.
LGBT in this country. Look at what the NDC did. It became very topical. Galamsey, very topical.
Okay.
Cocoa prices, very topical. Today we are holding you as to how you are better managing these things than you talked about.
Okay.
So if in the face of all these things you said, you had the mandate of the people, and yet we come back, that cocoa, LBC's debt is over 10 billion.
Okay.
You talked about national assets, that MPP is a property owning democracy. I thought you were going to explain what you read about the MPP's own vision. And it's so for me, I think that the things we are talking about, it's not personal, it's not against anybody's person, it's about policy. We'll continue to scrutinize it, we'll continue to talk about it.
Okay.
How uncomfortable you'll be, that is your problem. But the ordinary people are watching. I've made such a statement here, and I urge you to do a follow-up. The procurement of the buses from Egypt, whether or not it went to Parliament for that procurement.
All right.
We want to see. It's another matter. 500 in total, 150 first is coming.
Okay.
With the Metro Mass. These are things that are coming up.
Okay.
We are interested. So it doesn't mean that you hate somebody or you disagree with somebody because of that.
No problem. We'll take a breather. When we come back, you know what I was going to ask that we discuss the minority press, but it's pretty much most of the things that you've talked about. You responded to a lot of the things that. Okay, if you can do that very briefly, because we spent a lot of time on this, on governance, strict governance issues, and so we would have to move on to something.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.